Counselor Lehman?
Here.
Counselor Matthew?
Here.
Mayor Swanson?
Here. Reports from department heads, Public Works.
Just to update you guys on the sweeper. Paul and I haven't gotten together to figure out really a date yet. Well, a date that works for everyone, including the salesman. Possibly on the 28th, maybe we'll be going down there. But I don't know, there hasn't been anything set in stone yet. And then also, last time I was here, talked about issues at the water tower with the soft start going down. And you guys asked me to get some extra quotes and to pick the cheapest one. Well, I worked with 3 different companies and 2 of them kept dragging their feet and then it never came up with another quote. But in doing so, Wesco kept calling me and asking about it, and I found out that actually what they quoted me for was not what I wanted at all. And so what I came to you guys with, I don't even remember, it was like $11,000 for the 2. Well, that was for the old technology soft starts, which isn't what I wanted. I wanted the newer, modern stuff. And so the new quote is $4,000 and $4,027.52.
That's for the whole
Each
works?
or both of them?
Both of them.
Oh,
Well, for both of them, I think we should go ahead and get
yes.
this done.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I told them to get it going, so they should be here by end of next week is what they're hoping.
Do we need a motion on that one, Diana?
Well, you guys made a motion for him to go with the lowest bid.
Lowest bid, so
that's
okay,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
Good enough.
All right.
Question for you.
Yep.
On that South Memorial, did we ever get a sign up there for slow children that play?
Well, we don't have a slow children at play, we have 15 mile an hour speed limit.
How did we do that? We couldn't do it.
We can put it up, they just can't enforce it.
Okay.
All right. Anything else going on in town?
Oh, the project, I'm sure you guys everyone's seen that
Yeah.
white side on there.
Yeah.
Gary brought up a question tonight. Are we taking any of that dirt or isn't good stuff or what?
That's all clay that they're taking.
Oh,
over there.
okay, yeah.
We did take half of the tar that they ripped out
Yeah.
because Paul Keekley said that he would
Grind it?
grind it up for us.
Okay.
So we'd have
Nice.
recycle.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Have to
Okay.
do some work on it though. The chunks came out bigger than they were supposed to, but we'll get her.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I have a question for Trent.
Yep.
Do we have any roadwork signs?
Yes, we do.
Could we put a couple up, like on Forest for that project?
Actually, that's they're supposed to be
I know.
in charge of that because I think that's even in the contract that they get paid for the
I know.
road safety. So it's.
We called and
I'll get on them tomorrow and tell them they gotta get that stuff up. That's
Yeah.
they should be doing it.
Saddle weekend with no signs or a barricade or even a cone, so.
Well, they have some barricades out there.
And I talked to the engineer on Friday night and he had called him too and told him to do it and they didn't do it. So.
Yeah, I talked to
Yeah,
Jamnik on
I'll-
Friday too.
I'll put some stuff out there, but I can tell them.
I mean, if we just did like road work or something, we could.
Yeah, no, I can do that, but I'm pretty sure in the contract they're paid for road or safety, and so, I don't know, and that's the problem we had with last year with the project at South Memorial too, that they didn't have very sufficient road safety or signs, I should say.
Well, a lot of that too, they used to all the time, and in the streets, you'd always have a project engineer.
Right.
There all day,
Yeah,
watching and blah, 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 to make sure all the stuff was done. Now they don't do that anymore. And so, gotta get on them, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put the signs up tomorrow.
Okay. Everything else is going good?
So far, snow's coming.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Right.
Thanks, Trent. Fire and ambulance.
Well, a little different tune tonight, I guess, so I'm sure you guys won't mind. got the good news on our AFG grant, we actually did come through, and I see that's further down the line, so that was.
Congratulations, that's
yeah.
wonderful.
That was absolutely huge for us.
Yes.
So, and I don't know what the breakdown, but just so you guys are aware, it's a total grant fund for $99,625. Of that, we are responsible for $4,744.
Pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And the grant writing services that we paid for, they did reimburse $1,500 of that as well. So.
Wonderful. Well, kudos to you guys.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
thank
it
you
was
for your
a little
good
touch
work.
and go there, but
Well, it was a lot that you guys put out to get that done.
so, and with that equipment and gears already, he was up last night. Most of us are sized, fitted, ready to go. Stuff's gonna be ordered. I'll be working with Diana. There's gonna be no real change of money, so they'll be invoicing us. We'll submit the invoice for FEMA. They'll put the money in and then we'll pay. So the city doesn't have to worry about putting anything out right now, so.
All right.
I was gonna talk about hiring one new member, but I suppose that's probably not tonight.
I think
With
we
only
could
two of
do
you,
that
or-
because it doesn't really affect pay or anything that
Right.
is actually a conflict of interest here.
Okay, so we talked with Brian Stalling. He's within our 3-minute time response. He's looking at getting on the fire department. He's already went through, did his physical and stuff. We had the background check ran when he brought the paperwork in, so we usually do those two to see if it's even worth, and everything's come back good, so we'd like to go ahead with the hiring of Brian Stalling.
Well, I'll make a motion that we hire Brian Stalling for the fire department.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So with that hiring, that's gonna, actually within the last couple months, we've really increased our roster, which we had talked, I know Ted had talked to you guys about, we're gonna need some training, which is a big thing. I found out, I knew we'd be getting reimbursed some of that training money. This year is actually a fantastic year because the Minnesota Board of Firefighter Training is overfunded in firefighter 1 and 2 class budget. So we'll actually probably be able to put about 8 of our members through firefighter 1 and 2 free of charge. That's gonna save us almost $10,000, so. So we wanted to get a couple into the EMT class and then the rest of them, but after hearing that, we're putting everybody in the firefighter 1 and 2 that needs it, so. So a little bit more good news.
Terrific.
I'm sure you guys have heard, but Ted and myself have made the rounds to our neighboring community, Kenny and Great Scott. Also the fire department, but it's over there to talk to them a little bit about the paid on call and, you know, the ambulance need in the small towns and coverage and why we went to the paid on call and what's that, you know, what that has done to our budget and that kind of stuff. And, you know, so we wanted to get out there, we wanted to meet and let them know that they can always get a hold of us. Talk to us with any questions. You know, we're open door over there. If people got questions or concerns, they certainly can address them to us because we'd love to sit down, take the time and explain and let them know why things are getting done over there the way they are. You know, there's studies, there's so much out there that, you know, people stop and educate themselves to kind of see what we're trying to do. But with that being said, throughout our trips over there, we actually picked up quite a bit of support financially from them. So we've been in the process of accepting those donations as well, which will help offset the on-call budgets and whatnot. I guess with that though, there was some talk, we would like to, I know other services have done it, and again, maybe you won't be able to vote on this tonight. On our new ambulance, we have thought, we have Buhl Fire EMS, we have thought, you know, probably serving Kenny Gray Scott or serving Kenny Gray Scott. Something, you know, to let them know that we're there, we appreciate their support. I know a lot of the surrounding services do that for their townships that they cover, so.
I guess one question, does just one place do that kind of, the work on the ambulance to put that words on there, or do you have to get quotes on it?
Well, what would happen is we just actually have somebody make up the decals and we'd sticker it ourselves. You know, we've stickered many trailers in my past, so. But, you know, it was a thought because, you know, we end up working together a lot.
That's good community PR if you do that.
It is, we need them, you know, I like to say they need us, and I think they realize that, you know, they do. Naturally, there's another ambulance service the other way that they could go to, but with that comes cost. So, you know, I think we have a chance to really square up or not square up, but, you know, kind of come together a little bit stronger.
We're closer too, aren't we?
We're a lot closer, yeah.
Yeah, so that's huge when you've got a situation where you need an ambulance.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of rough ballpark figure?
No, I mean, it'd be relatively cheap, and then we're talking maybe $200 at the most. But I just want to make sure that you guys are comfortable, you know, I mean, we understand that that is a city ambulance.
Well, I think it's a good thing, really.
We could talk about it when we've got a full council here too.
Yeah,
That
okay.
wouldn't be a bad
All
thing.
right.
I don't see that, I'm sure there wouldn't be a problem with it.
Okay, so we can bring, I'm almost done with my list. So that, the hydrants again will be flushing. I know we talked about, there's a couple posts of the low hydrants that are the problem ones. Some of the signs, the county signs I've got put up, I'm worried they're gonna have to look at moving some of them back. I know they have already. It's just not feasible when you're trying to wrap hose around the hydrant or open them. And then some of them are really low, so come winter time, we lose them. Sentence to Serve usually does a phenomenal job keeping them open, but if we get a lot of snow this year, so we're gonna look at just putting some posts up on some of the low sitting hydrants, and that way it won't be another sign in the yard, the one in the yard can actually come off because then the hydrant's identified, so we're looking at a cheap alternative to that.
Is that like that one we talked about?
Yeah, that'd be one of them, that'd be a good, yeah. And then the last thing is we're in the process right now, again, AFG grant's gonna be opening up for this year, 2016. I've already contacted and talked to them, we're gonna put in for 2 grants this year, not trying to be greedy, but we do have a need for a power cot and a power lift system for our primary rig. You know, the back injuries and that kind of stuff, and that's been a hot ticket for grants. And then naturally, we are in need of a truck. So we talked to them where Ted had talked with a manufacturer who's willing to help us write the grant. They don't get into the narrative part of it. I did contact the same company that wrote our last grant, if we wanted to do a combination narrative only grant, because the rest of the backbone is there. You know, we just did it this year, we know all the checks and balances are in place now. But if we wanted just their narrative writing services for both an EMS grant and a fire grant, they said it'd be $1,500.
What kind of money are you going after?
Well, fire engines anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000.
Yeah.
And that power load, which would be a new power cot and a power load for our primary ambulance. Our power cot we have now will go into our transfer rig. That is about $25,000. So.
That'd be money well spent, I think.
And, you know, I know in the past we had talked about, you know, maybe holding off on paying to have the grant writing done. Then when she came back with the $1,500 for 2 grants, 2 grant narratives, double checked. You know, and now what we're gonna be saving in training costs, and that it's, I don't know, we're still gonna end up having to do the grant and all the legwork to it, but honestly, that narrative is what makes or breaks them.
Is it one of those scenarios, Josh, where if you are trying for 2 grants that there's a less likelihood because, you know, you go for one?
Yeah, and we asked that, but being as though we're doing one for the medical ambulance side and then one for apparatus is in its own category.
Okay.
So if we would
So it isn't like
have
one's covered the
been,
other.
like this year, if we would have been doing SCBA's and PACs and then throw in a power cot, yeah, it would have been a conflict of interest.
Okay.
But, so yeah, that's kind of what I have. You know, the price is locked into October 1st. How hard they're gonna be on sticking to that, I don't know, especially since we did just go through them. We're certainly not opposed to doing, I mean, we're gonna do the grant ourselves anyways, but the narrative, you know, I mean, we've done them before and it's just,
Well, I think it's a no-brainer to go after it and have them do it again.
Oh, definitely,
They've done a good job there in the
and
past.
I tried finding out, you know, with us getting a FEMA grant this year, you know, is that automatically gonna kind of set us down in the, and, you know, like anybody, according, it has no bearings on it. They look at your specific needs, and unfortunately, we've got a couple that are pretty big right now.
They did so good for you on that one
They did,
Yeah, you might as well go with it.
and with getting the group pricing, even if we're not successful this upcoming year, then that gives us that nice foundation we can keep building off of and building.
So Josh, would it be 1,500 for each of them or for?
It'd be for the combination.
Oh, okay.
So, because we would get the $2,000 discount plus, being as though what we're going with is the selected, and that's why we saved money on our last grant writing. It's because the gear we're picking, they discount you 50%, so.
Okay,
Do we need a motion on that?
we need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we allow the fire department to go ahead and go with the same grant writer they had before for writing 2 grants for $1,500.
And I'll support that. Again, I don't think this is a conflict of interest for Stuart as a firefighter.
I agree.
Because this has nothing to do with
With
wages or
right.
benefits or anything personal. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And unless you guys got questions for me, that's
I have a question. When are you gonna be flushing hydrants?
flushing hydrants. We're hoping to before middle of October. We're kind of looking at the first and second week.
Okay, if you could just let me know, like, 2 weeks ahead, so we can get
Okay.
it on our website and then notices and let the Buhl Water Company know, and so they can plan accordingly.
Yep, so we'll do 2 weeks in advance.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Thanks,
I hope
Josh.
we have a whole lot more meetings like this.
Yeah, no kidding. It's way better.
That's wonderful. All right, city engineering, attorney, long-range planning and zoning.
I'd like to, can we take care of that matter right now with the long-range planning, what we did?
Sure.
Okay, tonight we had a meeting prior to this meeting, just to hear on variances for a couple yards that had fences and that kind of stuff, and we all talked about it, and everybody was in agreement, so I'd like to make a recommendation to the council that we approve the 2 variances for the people.
I'll support that.
Are you making that the motion?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Thank you.
Yes. Recreation Board. We just had a meeting and went over some things. Nothing really going on yet until winter comes, so. Library Board meets tomorrow night. Vita, end of the month. Sheriff, clerk's report.
Not too much to report. I attended a CDBG informational meeting with the mayor regarding the 2017 grant cycle. So they're accepting pre-apps they're due October 17th, and then full apps are due in December. So I'll be meeting with our engineer and we'll start working on grant app. Coming up to discuss what we want to apply for.
Yeah.
How did we make out on that other deal for the nursing home?
That's still under review.
Under review.
Under review. So, working on the budget, getting down to the nitty-gritty now. And then also, I met with our insurance agent, along with Counselor Matthew, to discuss our medical premiums and our renewal that's increasing, so.
Yeah, mind boggling.
Those are some of the highlights.
It's kind of terrific. All right. Council additions to the agenda. We've got, let's see, finance manager.
No, that's already on the agenda.
Okay.
That's just
Okay,
more
that's-
information.
Oh, okay.
The council addition is the Blandon broadband grant.
Community grants, if we want to have a discussion about that. Put that on for the end.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Consent agenda.
Oh, citizens
Oh,
forum.
I'm sorry, Citizens Forum, that's you, Jan. Come and talk to us.
My question is the parking on boulevards. I know I asked Sherry about the calendar parking, if it's going to be enforced this year. Because sometimes the cars park 2 or 3 days in front of my place and then they can't plow it, you know.
Okay.
We've got a new officer on duty this
Right.
year, and he's a little more aggressive.
And the blight, as long as it's enclosed in a fence, that's okay, right?
It's hard to go after them if you
Okay.
can't see it.
I'm just
And then the parking
saying.
across the sidewalk, that one,
The parking across
I
the
don't-
sidewalk, and it's just not me, because I try to go out the other way, the alley,
No.
right behind the Lutheran church, but others have complained about that, they cannot see
Yeah, I
coming
just
out.
drove through there and
And
saw
the
the
kids
same
are
thing.
riding the tricycles or bicycles up and down on the street, and you cannot see them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like daredevils, sorry.
Yeah, it's the first I've heard of this.
Well-
Okay,
we
Yeah.
will look into it.
Okay, all right,
we'll let Marty know,
Yep,
okay.
our deputy
okay.
sheriff.
And I know the vehicle's got a flat tire on it and everything else, but, you know,
Yeah.
but it is hard to see,
yep.
because it's not a car, it's a
SUV or,
SUV.
yeah, it sits up higher and it just blocks your vision coming around the
Yeah,
corner.
right. And then also, the truck a lot of times is parked on the boulevard in the winter.
Oh, I know where you're talking, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, behind the
Yeah.
Lutheran church.
Yeah.
We've had
Okay.
a semi parking on the boulevard up on Pennsylvania here too, that.
I brought that up to him.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
brought that up to
Yeah.
him. And I told him, because they have fiber optics going through there also,
Right.
new stuff, they gotta, you can't be,
Okay.
that ground can't be caved in
No,
like that.
no. Okay,
And he also got one there out before the senior center too, that
right.
hauling truck, that's a no-no, you can't.
No, no. Consent agenda, minutes. Have you both had a chance to read over the minutes?
I'll make a motion that we accept the regular minutes of September 6th.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Claims?
I'll make a motion, we accept the claims for payroll period number 19 of $95,077.33.
I'll support.
All in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Business, we will cancel E, we can't do that business tonight. Second, resolution 1620, a resolution authorizing an easement agreement with C&B Warehouse. Now, we've got a revised version of
Yep.
this. And I believe it has the correct dates in it now.
Yes, it does.
Both of them now, yeah.
So
Got one on
the,
the back page and first page.
yeah, yeah, that's where it needs to be, so.
And also they added, I noticed, I read that back page is for the demolition of the other,
Right, I asked
Yeah.
Diana to have that be part of this as well.
Yes, yeah.
Because even though they said they would tear down the old shortstop and all of that, we wanted it in writing and
Yeah.
as part of the agreement. Not only do they have this built in a certain amount of time, but the old one gets torn down within a certain amount of time too.
Yeah.
So that's all in this agreement. The dates are in there.
in case I'll make a motion, we accept or adopt resolution 16-20.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Sorry.
Motion carried? Yeah, roll call.
Counselor Lehman,
Oh, yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. All right. Resolution 1621, a resolution authorizing the city of Buhl to make application to and accept funds from the IRRB Laurentian Vision Partnership Innovation Grant Program. This is grant money to help finish the disc golf course project.
I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 1621.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. Resolution 1622, a resolution appointing member to the Board of Central Iron Range Sanitary Sewer District. Stuart, you were willing to finish out the term to the end of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
This goes to,
Yep, to December
it
31st.
says 2018.
Oh.
Should it be 16? He thought it was to the end of this year.
It's a
I
trap.
thought that's what we said.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, we've got you now.
I thought, yeah, this was supposed to like go until the end of December, I thought.
Yeah, I thought this term ended the end of this year.
I'm just trying to think when he was appointed, because they're 3-year terms,
Right.
and he was appointed in 2015,
Yes.
so it's a 3-year term.
Oh,
Do you still want to serve on it?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. Well then,
I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 1622.
I'll support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes.
You're trapped now.
Yeah, there you go. Less free time. Property tax levy. We need to set a property tax levy by September 30th. And we've got that here. The total levy will be $370,000. Okay, the amount of $910,262 for the fiscal year of 2017 for the city of Buhl. The total levy will be $370,000. Do I have a motion to accept the levy?
I'm not seeing,
Where's that other figure that you read off?
They're both
It was-
on here first.
Oh.
It was the additional one put on.
Okay.
Did you get the additional one here?
No.
It was with the other pile of
Well, I put
loose
the numbers
papers.
in, you can take that.
okay.
Those are the numbers.
I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 1623.
And I'll support.
Now, this is the highest the levy can go, correct?
Right.
Yep.
And this we do every year. We always go to the fullest amount that we can do for a levy because we have to meet with every department to budget for next year. And we can always lower the levy, but we can never bring it up if we
Right,
find that
so
we're gonna come up short. So we do this as a safety net, but in likelihood, the levy will come down by the end of our sessions, hopefully.
Correct.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. I'll have the roll call.
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. Resolution 1624, a resolution authorizing the city of Buhl to accept funds from the FEMA fiscal year 2015 Assistance for Firefighters Grant Program. This is what Josh was talking about. They did some grant writing. They didn't think they were getting it, and now it's come through in the amount of $94,881 from FEMA. So we need to accept this grant.
And also move on that.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. This grant is strictly for equipment, by the way. And I have the roll call.
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. Resolution 1625, a resolution accepting donations. Okay, this is from the Kinney Fire Relief for $1,000.
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 1625.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. Resolution 1626, a resolution accepting a donation from the city of Kinney in the amount of $2,500. This is again,
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 1626.
And I'll support that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. Resolution 1627, a resolution authorizing sale of the France location property. This property is located just beyond the water tower over there. We've been going around with this for about a year and a half or so.
So we're gonna end up now putting it out for bids, and we're gonna have to decide on a minimum
Right.
bid.
I never heard back regarding the auction.
Right.
Cost, so we can do closed bids like we've done in the
If you set
past.
minimum amount, then you're gonna at least, yeah. If it even goes, if it doesn't go, we can always look at other options, but
Well, can we go ahead with the resolution tonight, but see if we get a full council at the next meeting as far as deciding on what we wanna keep for low bid?
Well, I think that needs to be a part of it.
Yeah, we can't advertise it until we want to make sure all these stipulations are in the ad.
Right, if we're gonna go with all these stipulations. I had a question about the construction part of this. Do we have the water and sewer going to the property, on the city's property already? Or if they were to construct, would we have to?
No,
They would have to bring it up to our main.
yes.
But the main, bringing it up to the main, would that bring it across city property?
No, I think our
Do you know where the main goes, Trent?
I don't think they are, Dean. I think, because this is where the road is.
It goes, okay, Trent was just saying where it goes.
It's on the north side of the road, you know where the road has the 90
Yeah.
curve, that's where it dead ends there.
Yeah, it dead ends
Right
here.
there, okay.
See, and this is all city. So then does the city have to pay to bring it up to the property line? See, now there's
I
the
get what you're
difference
saying,
between, between this and our developments is that the connects were right there, and so you built and you tapped in and you paid. But this, if they build, then the city's gonna have to pay to bring that up to where they tap in?
So you're saying that they would have to, it's basically a right-of-way area where they would have to,
Isn't that won't that be,
are you
They can
talking?
run a copper line to the main. All our mains are in city property, so it'd be no difference from any other hookup in town, really.
well, here's my question. If we run it from where it is down to that new property we're selling now, there's 2 lots sitting before that aren't required to develop or anything, and if they don't, then does that mean the one on the end has to pay for all of that? And then this one could tap right in here?
That's the way it is. I mean, wherever they build here, but you could also take this and come right here. You know, it'd be a lot less cost for the city. And if we had our dead ends right here, this is where we're talking, Stu, right here. Instead of going all the way here, go to right here.
Because I think that'll be a question for anybody who comes
Right.
up for the property, and I got to thinking about that, well, are we, the city, then gonna have to pay to run the line over to that property, past another property that hasn't been built on yet either?
Well, I mean, that'd just be to somebody's benefit, I guess. I mean, if we run it and they happen to be right here, well, that's the way it is, you know.
Then they get the burden of the cost of all that? Whoever would bid on this?
I imagine so. I mean, they build their house in the center of this and they have to dig their lines to hook into the,
Where do you say the water line?
Do you want to look at this map, Trent?
Where the road curves then?
Right on the north side of that.
No, exactly where it ends, I'm not sure, but there's that house, Berlin.
Yeah.
They have water service to their house, so.
Right.
And it's, so the main's gotta end somewhere close. I don't know exactly to the exact spot, but it's.
that line that's going
Right
down
around here.
that line that's
Yeah,
going
that's
down
where I
the
would
road
assume,
that
somewhere right around
that way,
there.
is that where the line is?
But I would have to, say again, sorry.
That line, that straight line with the circles there, is that where the line is?
That says electric.
No.
Or is that electric? What is that?
That's overhead electric line,
Okay.
Hydrants.
it says.
Oh, here it is here.
But it's in that area, Trent is thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. I can look, I can hook up our locator and figure out where exactly it does end. I'm not positive where it ends. I just know that there is a water line pretty close.
Should run in front of them houses.
Yeah, I would assume that
But there
it
wouldn't
runs
be
at
much
least in
to
front of the
running it
house.
down to where the new lot line is, if somebody's gonna have to construct and build within the next, they gotta begin within a year and be done within 2.
Just, are we talking about just this section here or all the way
If
into
somebody,
here?
no, just to run it to the property line.
It all depends on where it, who knows, maybe even goes there already. I can't be positive, but I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to put in, I don't know how far that is exactly. It looks like 76 feet. That's,
halfway down there.
so you'd have to do a lot of digging for laying 2 sticks of line and You could just run a copper.
Like, yeah, like Trent says, it'll just be the
Line.
copper, like a hook to the line and
Yep.
to the property.
Yep, yeah, we got some places are like that.
Water,
But,
Sewer, you probably have to run the grinder pump. Whoever were to build on it would have to run a grinder pump into our sewer.
Where does the sewer run? In the street too?
Yep. Yeah, there's a manhole, I know the manhole for sure is right at that, right on the north side. Well, it's in the dirt, in the road, right at the corner, in the 90.
okay.
Maybe could we have you Trent mark this stuff and then whoever looks at the property would have an idea of what's there?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We should know exactly where everything is.
Yeah, and anybody who's gonna bid on it's gonna wanna know just what they're getting into
Yeah.
as far as cost for putting in.
We should do that.
right, tying into our main.
Is it, yeah, where do our responsibility end and where does theirs begin?
Yeah, we should do that first before we decide anything else. Get that all surveyed, or if we have to have, yeah, may come over.
No, I think Trent just needs to do a locate.
Okay.
Do okay, then
I'll try to do it this week.
so we're gonna take over.
So,
So,
So we're gonna have to, we have to table this then, huh?
unless,
Next meeting, maybe?
Until we find out all the information that you guys request.
or
I think that'd be the best
we go
thing.
for sealed bids and only leave it up to the property owner to tie in.
Well, the other property owners have to tie into our mains, so
Yeah.
Trent, right, they go on city property to tie into our mains.
Do they?
Cause
Yeah, if it's in the alley, yeah, they go on city property to
Right.
tie it in.
and then
Okay.
anything off the main is their problem, right?
Is their responsibility, yes.
okay, all right, well, that
That's
was my
true, too.
question, so I guess we're good to go.
Okay.
Oh, but we still have to set a price,
Yeah,
and you were saying the two figures were,
The city has 4,200 into it for all the surveying costs. The county has a tax value of 4,700 on it.
right.
so we're looking at, it's 1 point, what is it, how many acres?
1.83.
83 acres, and so we were looking at putting a minimum of 10 grand on it.
We are?
Probably gonna get all our money back.
Well, the city's only put in 4,200.
We only put in
Right.
$4,200 and with.
And
the
part of
cost-
that was figuring out what was the cities and what we want to sell. We'd have to do that to sell it, but then
We need to cover the cost of the.
what,
Of the surveying.
of the surveying. at least
And
what-
putting an ad in the paper would be about $55. 50.
That's a lot of property, almost 2 acres.
Yeah. Oh, even, I was gonna say, you need at least almost 5,000 for a minimum.
Right,
I think it's giving it away, but
Yeah, but somebody's gotta, whoever's gonna, that's gonna be a high bid, whoever gets it, so
Right.
if somebody,
that's
if
fine.
you think you want to start it higher,
That's okay, we can go with that, as long as we get our cash out of it, and the stipulation is made that they're responsible for all their hookups and stuff.
yeah, it's sat empty long enough, it'd be nice to get some tax revenue off of it, so if it'll go.
And what we do the bids for a 2-week period?
I would. So this date that I have on here will have to be changed. Because by the time we can, I'll have to figure out what time, what paper what date it'll be in the paper, and then 2 weeks from that.
And go 2 weeks out from there, because you want to give plenty of time for people to
Right.
maximize on the amount of bids that can come in.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 16-27 with the stipulations. The minimum bid will be $5,000, and it will be a 2-week bid period, sealed bid period.
I'll support that.
2 weeks after it's been published?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried, roll call?
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. Oh, Minnesota Mayor's Association membership, $30 for another year. I have to say, they do send out a lot of good information. It's $30.
All right, I'll make a motion, we renew the Minnesota Mayor's Association membership.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Membership due as invoice to the League of Minnesota Cities. The amount the city of Buhl would have to pay is $1,177.
That went up, eh?
Went up $23.
I'll make a motion that we pay the amount for memberships for Minnesota League.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Connecting through conversation, this is a workshop being put on. I don't know if we have anybody interested in going. It's put on by the League of Minnesota Cities. If anybody would like to go to it, it is going to be in Hibbing on October 6th. It's $45 per person, and we usually do have a motion to pay for anybody who does wish to attend.
I'll make a motion that we pay the $45 per person for anybody who wants to attend the LMC regional meeting.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Now we have a bit of sad news. Our finance manager has submitted her resignation from the city. Put in a 2-week notice. We need to rehire this position. We've got to advertise and get going on it. I'm sad to see that come.
Do we need a motion to accept her?
Her resignation, do we need a motion for that? I think we acknowledge that she's resigning, but I think we'll need a motion to move ahead and advertise for hiring a replacement, and we'll do so at the same rate of pay that we started this, and with the same qualifications, everything the same as what we did last year when we hired Terry.
Again, would that be a 2-week time period as far as putting out for the applications?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
It just,
Yeah.
but people have the mail, just seems to take a little bit longer now, so.
Yeah, the sooner you do it, the better too. So
Yes.
tomorrow we'll get this going if we can have a motion.
But we'll have to, we use the same format that we used before as far as for qualifications and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. I put the job description and all the information that we put on the Workforce Center last time. We'll just do the same thing.
Okay.
I have it all attached in your book.
Make a motion that we start the hiring process for a new finance manager.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we gotta act on this?
I don't think we need to act on accepting her final day's pay. Oh,
No.
recommend
Yeah.
the payout,
Yeah.
yes.
No, not the payout, to
For Patty.
Recommend paying her,
Patty,
Patty.
to fill in.
Yep, to fill in.
I'll make a motion that we hire Patty Marks as a fill-in for,
2 evenings a week
yes.
Support.
to fill in during this period.
It would be
Recommended.
3 days a week.
3 days a week.
Okay, paying her,
$15 an hour.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. All right. The union contract. With the health insurance increase, we've received a 29% premium increase for 2017. And as part of our union contract, if the premiums should increase more than 20% above the previous years, the employer and the union may reopen the contract upon mutual agreement. And
there's many options.
there are.
Oh.
It would be worth a discussion if we can have that, but we'll have to have agreement on both sides to do so. I think the city would like to see that discussion happen.
I'll make a motion that we open a contract.
And ask the union.
And ask-
Make the request.
Yeah.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Now, our final piece of business was this addition to the agenda, and I think it's kind of a moot point for us because of our fiber optics in Buhl and our broadband access already. But we've been asked to be a part of a study that's being paid for by the Blandon Foundation.
If you want, I can talk about this. At the last Rams meeting, we had somebody from the Blandon Foundation come in and talk about it. And all they're looking for is people to submit requests and applications, because there's only gonna be about 4 communities that get help with their broadband. So what they're asking is for every city to submit application so that they have a high amount of applications, so next year when they have money, they can maybe get more money to help communities get broadband. That's all they're pretty much asking.
Okay. So Stuart, are you recommending that we go along with,
I would recommend that we fill out an application for the broadband thing and submit it to Blandon.
I'll support it.
it looks like they want us to approve the resolution
Yes.
partnering with them for the project overview, but we don't have the resolution here.
I thought it was, uh-oh.
It doesn't matter if it comes to us at our next meeting, Diana?
Oh, it's,
Oh, there it is.
it's further back after.
28,
1628. I'll make a motion to adopt 1628.
Support.
resolution authorizing the city of Buhl to participate in the Blandon Community Broadband Program cohort of Iron Range Blandon Broadband Communities Project.
I forget how much money that, because it was partnership with Blandon Foundation and IRRR, and I forget how much money that they had stuck into it. It wasn't naming the Rams on it.
It's on the,
I know I had read that back in the minutes too. I don't remember.
there's potential matching funds for up to $65,000.
Okay. All in
And then-
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Could we have the roll call?
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. All right. Now, can we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll support it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. This meeting is adjourned.